so this video is going to be how to get any Pokemon on the GTS 100% of the time, or at least literally get any Pokemon you want. So, alright, so what you want to do is, number one, you want to make sure you have level 100 for something really high levels. Number two, make sure you have something rare, something that people want. Number three, always make sure you have like rare items that maybe other people can't necessarily have, that they can only get later on in the, like maybe in the game. Number four, trade Pokemon that are shinies. Those are another really good example. I mean, if you can clone them, that'd be even better. Number five, trade Pokemon that are, highly competitive. Like, for example, like CLEL Stella. It's really useful to fight with that Pokemon in the Pokemon battle tree. Number six, if you were to consider getting a certain Pokemon, trade Pokemon that have like egg moves and all that, but the problem is though, as far as Pokemon Sun and Moon goes, you can't really necessarily trade. You get like these little caption messages instead at the bottom of the game, what it will tell you that they trade for, but the idea is that you probably are going to want to make sure that you can like maybe nickname the Pokemon, like say this Pokemon's got perfect IVs or something like that, but make sure they do. Don't be dishonest, and try to give people like some kind of indication, even though the game doesn't let you check your stats, that this Pokemon is actually better than most people's. Number seven, make sure you can't only see what you look up on your Pokemon, but like you can look up like what other people are asking for on the GTS under that category. So like for example, like let's say you put an Espeon out there. Well, make sure your Espeon is better than all the other ones that are currently deposited, because I mean, all things will eventually trade on the GTS if you give it time and it's not an unfair, stupid deal. But like what's really interesting though is like some of these Pokemon though, like you can make it even faster if you put something that's realistic but actually very worth investing in. So I've traded level 90s and they were gone within 5 minutes. Actually very interesting. So number 8 is that you want to trade Pokemon that are like maybe they might have like different move sets, like from like different games. If I don't know, I've heard a few examples of this. I'm trying to think of one Pokemon. I think it was Dragonite. Somebody was telling me that, or there's a certain Pokemon that could only learn like Stealth Rock or something like that from like Gen 6, but like Gen 7 you can't really do it anymore, which is kind of interesting. So some people have wondered like how can they do that? Well, the way I look at it, if you were to consider like some of these Pokemon, you could, like if people knew like you were trading these Pokemon, like it would be a huge advantage because like you've got a Pokemon that doesn't have that Pokemon. Another good example you could get anything you want is make sure you clone it, like breed them, because at least with breeding Pokemon, all you got to do is level grind it, and at least you're not going out catching it and then level grinding it, but it'd be like, you're handing them out like free Pokemon. You just hatch them and then, get a Pokemon that has the ability Flame Body, I believe, like Maycargo has it, Slugma has it, I think there's a couple other Pokemon that have it, Magmar might have it, Fire-type Pokemon have it, except for the starters, they have their own, abilities. And I just think it's really interesting because some of these Pokemon, they do that. And they can really make the Pokemon industry, like you could literally trade these Pokemon if people know what they're looking for specifically, especially if they know like what possibilities that these Pokemon can have. Number 9, I would recommend making sure that your Pokemon, if certain people are looking for like a specific only, like if it's male or female, even though it's like kind of like sounds like a cheap one, but like some Pokemon like take like the starters, like they always have like a 87.5% chance or 12.5% chance of being female. But what's really interesting though is maybe there's certain Pokemon that people are looking for that are only like a specific, or and finally the last one is trade regional Pokemon. Like for example, depending on like if the Pokemon's like from Japan or China or France, or depending on like all these different versions of the game, you'd be surprised that the Pokemon that you could trade are could very well be, traded based on their regions, because some people don't have like a Japanese Sylveon or a Japanese legendary, let's just say, and that would be actually pretty cool if you could get your hands on one.